Well, good morning, folks. It's time for an Astro One update. Here she is. It's been a long time, and I apologise for it being such a long time since I last brought you up to speed on what's going on with Astro One. But since the end of lockdown has allowed us to head out camping again, I've been doing a lot of that, as I'm sure you'll know if you've caught the films. But let me start by showing you what's happened with Astro One since the last time we spoke. Okay, so the last time I was on film with Astro One was when we were installing the heater, which has been a great success. It's still there under the seat, fuel tank is still in place. We have decided that we're going to move that, and I'm actually going to bite the bullet and try to either tap the van's diesel tank or the diesel return line, because having that in here, yeah, possibly not the best thing in the world. So I am going to do something about that. We did have to remove a bit of the insulation, so this foil insulation here, we had to remove some of that, because where that yellow patch is, there used to be flashing lights on the top of this van, and the way I'd sealed that hole previously hadn't worked so well, so we had to pull the insulation off and redo that. What else? The leisure batteries here in that box there, ready to install. But the main bit of work that we've done on the van, I'll just shut the door here so I can show you the full effect, is that we finished painting all of the side trim, and we decided to put a little bit of money into the back end of the van. So, in case you can't remember, we did have a very battered plastic rear bumper on it, and what I did was I actually sent it in to have a couple of dents looked at, and the fella contacted me. This is Steve from S&P Paints in Telford. Brilliant team. Thanks to Steve and the team. They got in touch with me and said, well, look, we can get hold of one of these rear bumpers for about 70 quid and we can spray it up for you and put it on. So I said, yeah, fantastic. And they took the old bumper off, and as it happened, the brackets that hold the bumper on, which are about here and here on the underside, were bent. We think it had been hit from behind at some stage, so they were bent, and that's why the doors were scraping the bumper as they opened. So they basically knocked those brackets back into shape, installed the new bumper, and then resprayed the doors up to about window level. And obviously they had to take all the badges off to do that, which I really like. I think a real clean looking back end now. So we've got a brand new, brilliantly sprayed bumper, brilliantly sprayed back doors, and of course all the lighting pillars, they were all plastic as well last time we spoke. So we've got a fully color-coded back end on Astro One now. And just to complete the picture as far as respraying is concerned, Dad and I managed to source a bonnet, and we prepped it ourselves and all that, and we gave that to Steve and the team at S&P Paints as well, and they've sprayed the bonnet, so it's a brand new dent-free bonnet now on here. So basically, other than the wing mirrors, we're now fully color coded, and absolutely looking the bee's knees. There's a few fly splats on here at the moment because it came to Snowdonia with me and the Lake District not so long ago. But other than that, that's it. That's updates so far on Astro One. Let me just take a seat on the bumper here and I'll tell you what the plan is for today. Okay, so in all honesty, what I'm going to try today is the bit that I've been probably the most nervous about throughout the entire build. I'm actually going to try some carpeting today, and I'm going to start with the rear doors. So I'm going to do it in two stages. First of all, I'm going to carpet sort of around the windows and down the sides, and then I'm going to separately carpet the panels that go over the doors there so that they can just be slotted and screwed back on. The reason I'm going to do it that way is in case I ever have to access these areas of the door and then I can just pop that panel back off again and easily get inside there. That's particularly important over this side, because the little mechanism inside this door that connects the handle on the outside to the opening mechanism of the latch has on one occasion come loose, and I had to get my hand inside here to put it back again. So I'm definitely going to do them as two separate sections. I'm also going to try and do the sliding door over there today. So there's the panel that I took off the sliding door. So I'm going to carpet that in the same way. I'm going to do the door and then I'm going to do the panel separately in case I ever have to access the interior of that door panel. If it all goes well, I might also attempt to do this inner panel of the van here today as well. I do need to put another hole in one of the pillars over there to bring a cable out of for a light, but other than that I think I'm okay to carpet all the way up to that sliding door on this side as well. And if I do get that far today, I'll be absolutely chuffed. This is the carpet I'm using. It's a sort of creamy grey colour from Kira Vans. I can't remember the name they gave that, possibly Smoke. But that's what we're putting on all of the panels. I'm pretty nervous, I have to say, because the carpet is the first layer that I'll have put on that I'm going to see every time I open the van door. So it's got to be right. If it's not right, it's going to irritate me. So this is going to be a slow, steady process. It won't look like a slow, steady process to you, because obviously I'll speed you through. But to me, this is going to take most of the day. So let's see how I get on. See you in a bit. So that's the back door panels done. I need to trim off the excess on the back, but they look pretty good, I think. A couple of things I learned during that first stage there. First one is that the four-way stretch carpet's quite a lot more forgiving than I expected. You can really tug and pull and stretch it to fit where you want it to fit, and you can peel it and reapply with a little bit more glue 2 or 3 times, you know, to get exactly what you want. Second thing is that where you've got indentations like this to get into and here, make sure there's plenty of glue down inside those dips, and give the carpet a good stretch and really sort of dent the carpet, if you like, before you push it into those gaps, and then hopefully you'll get it to stick all the way in without any loose bits of carpet inside those dents. I've got 1 or 2 areas where the carpet's come away just on the inside. I didn't stretch it enough, but they don't look too bad, so I can live with those. And I'm really quite pleased with the finish I've got there on a first attempt. So next is the doors. Okay, so here's the first section of the back door done. It's gone on easily, but it's quite tricky to trim around the window trim here, and to join two pieces of carpet together, that's difficult. So I'm going to have a look at how I can tidy that up a bit later on as well. But other than that, we get in there. I'm going to have to do the doors in sort of strips, I think, because it's going to be quite narrow when it gets down here. And I've got to make sure I cut it off so that the seal still seals against the paintwork there, and it's also try to make sure, if you're doing this, try not to get any glue on the paint, because obviously cleaning that off is not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but I'm hoping big wipes will do the trick with that. But onward. Okay, there's door one done. Not quite perfect by any means. The joins between panels are not overly pretty, so I might redo this door if I do manage to do a better job on door two, which I'm going to start now. Okay, so the strategy of doing it in one piece and then cutting the window out takes a bit longer, but it's definitely neater than the joins and bits and pieces that you see over this side. So at some point I'm definitely going to come back to doing the other door, and I'm going to do it this way, because that is much more like what I was hoping for. A few gaps to fill where I've cut it a little short, but once I've filled those gaps, that will look mint. Okay, so that's day one done. Tomorrow I'm going to be on that sliding door, probably this panel here, because it's pretty warm today and these back doors have taken me longer than I expected them to. I'm pleased, I think. It's not the most perfect finish in the world, but I think once the glue dries I'll be able to tidy it up a little bit and make it look a little bit neater. This door I may well redo completely at some stage, but we'll see, because I'm much happier with the finish when I went around the window in one piece. So yeah, we'll see. But that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow when we're going to crack on with the sliding door and the passenger side. Sunday morning, and it's time to carpet one of the side walls of the van. Made a slight change of plan. I'm actually going to carpet the other side on the basis that there's still electrical bits and pieces that I need to do on the passenger side, holes to drill and one more cable to route and that sort of thing. So I'm going to go with the driver's side, which is where I've lined up all the carpet there ready to go, and I'm going to go up to the window and then make a judgment call on whether or not I want to carry on under the window, which will mean dismounting the diesel tank for the heater and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on, and you can watch this. Okay, so here we go. Pretty pleased with that. I've had to put a couple of extra pieces in there. Fair warning to anyone trying this for the first time, the wheel arch is bloody hard. There's not quite as much stretch in that carpet as I hoped there was, or I don't know, perhaps I was too gentle or whatever. But anyway, I've gone up to the level I want it to, because the wood of the ceiling will cover up that rough edge up there, which is great. This top sill up here I'll do in a separate strip, and I've come down here and I've got a nice new waterproof seal to go over this edge here, so I've just carpeted up to that edge, but I'm pretty pleased with that. That's not taken me as long as I thought either, so I may just go on to trying, certainly get that sliding door panel carpeted, and I may try the sliding door itself as well, but let's see. Okay folks, so I think I've done all the carpeting I'm going to do for today, and I have to say, for whatever reason, this sliding door seemed to be really bloody tricky. Couple of joins in there that I had to make again that I'm not 100% thrilled with, but they'll fade a little bit as the carpet edges blend together over time, I think. Top tip, if you've got any very small pieces of carpet to stick onto fill gaps, spray some of the glue onto a flat surface and just dip it in very lightly, and then you can just poke it in. Don't try to spray onto a tiny bit of carpet, because the pressure of the glue coming out will move it. And don't try to spray into a very tiny little gap on your bodywork, because the glue is going to go on the carpet, on the, you know, the visible face of the carpet. So yeah, don't go there. So yeah, that's definitely all the carpeting I want to do for today. 2 final jobs that I really want to get done before I finish off is I want to take the aluminium tape and I want to go around and just pop some of that over all of the remaining holes. Some people refer to that as a vapor barrier or a moisture barrier, or either way, it just makes for a neater finish on the carpet when it goes over, and it does stop any moisture from passing from the outside to the inside of the van, so that can only be a good thing really. And then finally, I've got a brand new seal to go around this door here, so I'm going to give this a real good clean all around the top and around the bottom, and I'm going to put the new seal on. So I'll pop a quick time lapse on of me getting those 2 jobs done, and then I'll come back to you and sign off. That'll do for now, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've got something from this. Was my very first time ever trying carpeting a van interior, so it's been a pretty steep learning curve, and there are still 1 or 2 areas that I might redo yet because I'm not 100% thrilled with. But for a first go, I'm pleased enough for the time being. Thanks for watching, as I said, and hopefully I'll catch you next time if you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you have, give us a thumbs up, leave me a comment or question below, and consider subscribing to the channel. There's lots more wild camping coming up, and lots more, obviously, work on Astro One here. I'm off to Snowdonia next weekend for a camp, and that should be a fun one. It's going to be a new moon that weekend, so we should get some very good star photography, time lapse overnight and all that sort of thing. So stay with Wild Astro. This is Richie signing off.